Hi there, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and wait just a couple more minutes here for allow some more folks some time to arrive. Thanks. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Well, thank you all for joining me. My name is Justin, and I am joined by Paula on chat. As we go along, any questions you have, feel free to throw them on into chat, and we'll address them as we go, and certainly get to all of them by the end. So again, welcome to all of our Lexington Bluegrass MLS members. We are very excited about this partnership, and today we're going to be going over, what Rate My Agent is all about, and how we can really help you start winning more listings and really taking advantage of this member benefit. So real quick background on where Rate My Agent is coming from. We were actually founded in Australia about 5 years ago and had quite a bit of success down there. Roughly 1 in 3 properties sold has a Rate My Agent review placed against it, and roughly 80% of all agents are actively using the platform. So our co-founders decided to see if there was a space for what we had to offer here in the US, and the answer they received was a resounding yes. So we have been over here forming partnerships with various MLS and really starting to establish a foothold here and have been getting awesome feedback. And so we're really excited about this partnership. So we'll kind of start hopping into it here. So the first step would be you're going to have a tile on your Lexington Bluegrass dash there. So you can click on that SSO to claim, or you can head on over to ratemyagent.com, click the Are You an Agent button, and then go ahead and search for your name. You're going to find yourself there, and then it's going to just kind of walk you through how you can go ahead and claim your profile there. And once it's claimed, I'm going to go ahead and just show you, I'm going to be using Mr. Aaron Fox's profile here for this demo today. I just wanted to show you what a consumer-facing Rate My Agent profile looked like. And now what we're trying to accomplish with these profiles is to allow you to collect and consolidate testimonials from across the web, bring them into a central location into this profile, and then use the suite of marketing tools that you have access to through this Lexington Bluegrass partnership to then spread them across the web to various social channels. So the first thing you can notice is this is a very bright and vibrant profile. We've really tried to liven up the testimonial space. It tends to be very drab, text-based, barren. It just does not look so sharp. So what we've done is given you the ability to use that MLS data and place it with the property and take the review and place it against it and make it verified and just give it a lot more credence and a lot more oomph and force behind it rather than just text-based. So you can see Mr. Fox has this set up very well. He has his video here, which we'll talk about when we get inside the profile. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick look of what this looks like. So as he begins to collect and consolidate these, the profile starts to turn into a bit of a digital resume. And that's really what we're looking for, is the ability to bring those on in so you're not sending your clients all over the place. It's all nice and tight. So let me go ahead and now show you what it looks like from inside of the profile here. So this is Mr. Fox's dashboard here. This is where it's going to land you the first time that you log in. And the dashboard really just kind of gives you an overview of what you could be working on here, your review opportunities, as well as some things you can think about getting hooked up here. And we'll talk about Zillow in just a moment. So I'm just going to kind of go down the left-hand side here, folks, some things we want to work on here, and we'll definitely be highlighting your member benefits as we go as well. First step, hop in here and do edit profile. Now we do have 3 sections for you to be able to go ahead and put different logos in here. So there's a header space going on across the top here. There's also a cover photo area in the back, and there's going to be an area for a headshot right in through here. So it's really up to you how you want to do your branding, where you'd like to place your brokerage branding if it's required anywhere. But yeah, there's 3 different spots where you can go ahead and upload an image, and you would just go ahead and click upload. You can upload from your computer, and it does give you a size that would work best. So if you're having trouble getting a perfect fit there, that is the size that's recommended. But again, when you upload that, you'll have the ability to stretch and kind of play with that to get it fit through there. As well as these background and text colors here, they're color coded. So if you have a media packet that you need specific colors to match, you can most certainly put those right in through here. And now these are just the agent details, very straightforward. And anything done in this section is going to be displayed on the left-hand side of a consumer-facing profile. So again, anything in the edit profile area is what's going to be seen by the potential clients there. License, be sure to get your license put on in there. We just don't want anyone getting in trouble. It's going to go ahead and be displayed right below your name there. And then this My Market area, I just like to let everyone know that this is pre-populated based on data that we received from Lexington. So it's just where you were most active in the past 12 months. That is not lifetime market. That is just in the last 12 months where our system felt you were the most active. Now you can come in here and have a play with this. You can add and remove zip codes as you see fit, and you can have up to 10 of them in there. And now this is the area where we're going to go ahead and put the links to your various social handles. So we have a product where we will actually be logging into those social platforms, but this is just for the links so that when people find you here, they're quickly able to go ahead to your website, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And now this is a fantastic feature you folks have access to through this member benefit, and that is the ability to put a YouTube or a Vimeo video in this space. Please note here that it is going to be a YouTube link. It's not the actual channel itself. So if you put your channel in there, no video is going to display. It needs to be the direct link to the video. So that's a really powerful tool. It can be a great way to sort of introduce yourself to the client before you even meet them. But it's really up to you what you'd like to put in there. We've seen, drone footage, real hot listings you might be trying to push, digital tours put in that area, maybe a nice scenic overview of the area that you work in. So really up to you how you'd like to have a play in through that area there. Again, so edit profile, pretty straightforward. Anything done in this section is going to end up on the left-hand side of the consumer-facing side here. Properties. Now, properties tab, I don't imagine you folks are going to be having to spend much, if any, time in this area at all. Since we have this direct IDX feed in partnership with Lexington Bluegrass there, your data is coming directly through there. So this would be a spot where perhaps you had an off MLS sale, or maybe even, you wanted to try and get a review for, a property before you were even part of Lexington MLS. So what you can do is you could hop in here and do add property. And then it's a real straightforward process. It's going to have you put the address in. It's going to ask for some pertinent information about the house there, rooms, square footage, bathrooms, etc. Allows you to add a picture. And then once that gets all put through, you'll be able to request a review. So again, I am not imagining you folk are going to be having to spend too much, if any, time in here. But again, for off MLS sales, this would be the spot to add the property. All right, so let's get into the bread and butter here, and that is the reviews. So these reviews are really what starts to make the wheels turn for this product. So what you really need to do the first time you log in here is I suggest going ahead and requesting a review. Once that review comes through, you can really start to see the power of the social tools and how, we can take one review and start sending it to multiple different places and start playing that numbers marketing game there and just having fresh content flying around the internet about yourself to organically, boost you up those Google rankings. So we'll go over a couple of different ways that we offer to collect reviews here. So we do offer the real traditional way. You'd head to the reviews area, find the property you'd like to get a review for. So we're going to use 2615 Upton Road here, excuse me, and we're going to go ahead and click Get Reviews. Now, this is the real traditional way to request reviews that you're probably fairly familiar with here. You would go ahead and put the client's name in, their email address. We do offer a text option, so it will be sent to their phone. They go ahead and open that on up, and then they're able to do everything directly from their phone there. It's been getting really good feedback. Then you'll select whether they were the seller or the buyer, and then you can type in a little message right here. We found that a personal anecdote about the transaction or anything to show that you've really had a great rapport with that client can be a very good way of trying to get this review actually completed on out. And our completion rate sits at around 54%, which is absolutely massive for this space. NAR 2017 said it's generally between 18 and 22% response rate on a testimonial request. So we feel that the fact that your client does not have to make an account to leave a Rate My Agent review is a huge win for everyone. You're able to take advantage of that hard work that you've done, and we're also still making it nice and easy on the client, not burning them with anything. They just come in, open up the email, write the review, give the star rating, and then it's done, and we're not bothering them anymore. They don't have to create an account. Very streamlined process for them. Now, if you would like to, you can also create a template. You would go ahead and click Manage Template here, and then create a template, and it is for a review request. And then so you would go ahead and you can just type that on in through here. You name the template and then whatever you'd like it to say through here. And when you come on back in to go ahead and request your review, you'll see a template here. And I have one built that I can go ahead and just show you an example of real quick here. So there you go. As soon as you hop in here, it'll start to pre-populate this for you. So again, the template can be, nice way to start off the review request, but definitely think about putting a little personal anecdote on in through there. So that is the real traditional way to request reviews that I'm sure most of you are fairly familiar with there. But what I want to show you now is the ability to consolidate all of your testimonials into Rate My Agent, bring them back to life, and place them against that MLS data to really give them a lot more oomph and credence. And that's the post-existing review feature. So you're going to want to go ahead and click on Reviews. You'll be back in this reviews area here, and we're going to go ahead and click Get Reviews, very similar, but take a peek right here. There's a whited out button right here that says Post Existing Review. That's what we're going to want to click on. And now in this area, if you have a testimonial, it can be on any site. It can be on your personal business site. It could be coming from, Realtor, any of the big testimonial platforms out there. Head on over there, copy that previously written review, place it against the property, and then we're going to go ahead and actually send a verification request to that client. Now, it's made abundantly clear to this client that they are not rewriting this review. They are going to be verifying it. Plus, you get to leave them a little message there that could say something along the lines of, hey, I'm moving all my testimonials over to a new platform. It would really go a long way if you could verify this for me. It won't take you much more than 15 seconds. Oh, by the way, how's the house? How's life treating you recently? So it can be a nice way to reach back out and influence that sphere as well at the same time. And so once they see that email's come on through, they open it up, and all they're doing is verifying. They're giving the star rating, seeing what they had previously written and said, oh yeah, I remember writing that for Mr. Fox, he was great. And then they verify it, and you've taken a review that may have been resting on another platform, not getting you much traction, not doing much for you, and you've brought it on over to Rate My Agent, placed it against that MLS data, and really brought it back to life. And as you can see when I show you this here, it's a really nice built-in feature too, so there's no reason not to try and do this. If you take a peek up at the top, that's a unique URL for Mr. Fox's profile here, which is fresh content. Google loves that. When we click into a review, boom, right up top here, that is a new unique URL. So that is a fresh landing page. That's fresh content with Aaron and his business attached to it. And that's really what Google's looking for. They're looking for fresh content. They want to see that you're active. So using this post existing review feature takes that review that was housed on another site and maybe drawing traffic to that site and bringing it on over and making it work for you, and using that to draw traffic organically to yourself and boost you up those rankings. So there's no reason not to reach on out to those clients and and there might be apprehension about doing that, but I guarantee you everybody knows how important reviews are now. Amazon and Yelp have made that a thing going forward. They're not going anywhere. People understand, and if you've provided that customer service for them, they're not going to hesitate to take the 15 seconds and click 2 buttons to go ahead and verify that for you. And then you can get it looking like this here, and we'll start to hop into our social media tools where you're then able to broadcast it, take it where it was just 1 spot, and now it's going to be in 4. So definitely take advantage of that post existing review feature. You're just copying and pasting a previously written review in through this area, and then we're getting it verified and giving it as much credence as possible by sending that request on off to your client. And even if they don't verify it for whatever reason, you still do get this review. It's just going to say unverified instead of these star ratings, and the instant they verify it, it's going to go ahead and put the star rating there. So real big win. It could even be for offline reviews. Say you had the not overly tech savvy client, they could go ahead and they wrote you a letter, gave you a gift basket, bottle of wine, something to that extent. Take what's on that card, put it in through this area here, and try and get the verification. That's your hard work. You may as well try and get some social proof online for it. Same could be said for an email or a text that you receive. Take advantage of it. Get it in this area and try and get it verified by your client there. So that's the reviews area. Definitely get a review request sent off the first time you come on in so you can start taking advantage of the social tools right away. So let's go ahead and hop into that first member benefit there. And so that's going to be the social media manager tool. So we'll go ahead and click on social media from your dashboard there. And now the social media manager is essentially a set and forget tool for Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So what you will be doing is actually logging into these accounts through RateMyAgent. You'll be connecting to them from inside of the platform. It is not something that we can do for you. I can guarantee you it's very secure. We actually cannot see your password. We don't want to. It goes directly to Facebook. So we would hop on into this area here. You go to Manage Settings. Now I'm just going to show you a quick example of hooking into Facebook here and what that looks like. So you'd hop on in, social media, manage settings, and go ahead and click this connect button. Now, if you're already logged into these platforms already, they're going to notice, they're going to see that their cookie is there, and they're more than likely just going to go ahead and log you in. Now, since I've previously given RateMyAgent permission to post to my wall, I'm just going to be able to continue. The first time you log in, it will be asking for RateMyAgent's permission to go ahead and post to your wall. Go ahead and accept that and give permission, and then you'll continue along. And it's going to go ahead and log you in through RateMyAgent. Now, this is a very important step here. It does need to be a Facebook business page, and you need to make sure one of these boxes is clicked. Now, we can post to multiple pages. This is Justin's business here, and I'm also an admin on RateMyAgent. So we can post to both of these if you'd like, but you do need to have one selected, and it does need to be a Facebook business page per Facebook's terms and conditions. So just make sure one of these is selected. I've chosen to just go ahead and post to Justin's business, and we're going to make sure to save changes. Now, once that's set in, we need to go ahead and schedule or nothing's going to happen. So once you've logged into a platform, you can head on over to schedule. And now you'll see here in the schedule area that this has gone ahead and opened up for me. So we have this coming right through here. You'll see my name placed against it. It is active. And now we can choose whether we want to go ahead and post daily or weekly. And so let's say that we're going to post it daily at let's call it 1 p.m. So a review comes on in at 11 a.m. At 1 p.m., the social media manager is going to post that review to your Facebook wall. The review came in at 4 p.m. It's going to post it at 1 p.m. the next day. So it's just a really handy way, to let us support your marketing efforts there. You're able to send content to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn right off the bat there. And we also do have Google, which I'll hop into in just a little bit. And so, yeah, it's just a great way to, let that review work for you, especially when you think about the fact that it may have been resting on another platform, not getting many eyes on it. Now you've brought it over, got that RateMyAgent review with the fresh landing page at top, and now you've hooked it into Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn to go out at your scheduled time. And
Justin,
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. We have a question about getting started. Can you go back when you finish the social media side and just show them how to get claimed?
How to get claimed? Sure.
Yep, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure thing. We'll hop back into that in just a moment here. Yeah, let's just finish up a social media manager tool here. So what's really great about this Lexington Bluegrass partnership here is since we have that data, anytime one of your listings or sales comes on through, it's going to go ahead and automatically post at your scheduled time. So I would absolutely recommend that daily. So as soon as one of those hits, it's going to go ahead and push it out at that scheduled time. So again, it's just a way for us to support those marketing efforts, and that's why we're so excited about this partnership here. It really allows us to take advantage of, the data there. You're able to use it and have it work for you. And so, yeah, this is one of the member benefits here. Absolutely take advantage of this. Get this set up the first time you come on in. Head over to social media, make sure that you're in manage settings, go ahead and connect yourself. It's gonna get you all hooked up there, but be sure to schedule. And when you're scheduling, be sure to click Save Changes as you go along, and be sure to do your reviews, listings, and sales. So Social Media Manager, great tool to really start to leverage those reviews and get them out there on the web. Go ahead and disconnect myself here. Okay, and it sounded like we had a question about how to go ahead and claim your profile. So you should have an SSO tile on your dashboard there for Lexington. If you're not able to log in that way, you would come on into this area, go ahead and type your name in, and we should be able to find you there. Here's my fake account here. And then so once you go ahead and find yourself, since this one's already claimed, it's actually going to go ahead and say claim agent right below here, a big button, you can't miss it. You're going to go ahead and search your name. It's going to find your name there. You're going to go ahead and click on it, and you can't miss it. It's going to be a big button right below your name that says go ahead and claim. And after you go through that, hit that button there, it's going to ask you where we can go ahead and send that verification. And it's either going to send it to your email, or it's going to go ahead and send it to your phone. So that would be the way to go ahead and to claim through RateMyAgent itself. Did that answer the question there about how to claim?
Yeah, you covered that really well.
Okay.
She was just asking, I think let's see, they're not seeing the SSO tile. Debbie, I will check with your MLS, but like Justin said, you can go right to our site to claim as well.
Oh, SS. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely look into that one. Yeah, if not seeing the SSO tile, we'll definitely look into that one with Lexington here for you. But yeah, you
Right.
can definitely claim just by heading on over to Rate My Agent there.
Okay.
Excellent.
Debbie, I'm
All
going to
right.
enter my contact information into the chat box. If you have questions following this, Justin and I, either one, will be happy to help you. We'll put in our contact information now. Okay. Thanks, Justin. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we want to make sure everybody's getting claimed up here. So excellent. So yeah, Social Media Manager, probably our most popular tool here, and a member benefit you folks will have access to. So let's hop into another really neat tool here that helps you, shout out and broadcast your reviews here that you'll instantly have access to, and that is this widget tool. So go ahead and click on widget, and we'll go over the widget here real quick. So a widget, that's essentially a little window into our site from yours into your testimonials. And so once you get your first review, and now you do need to have your first review come through, we're going to go ahead and generate a piece of code right here for you. Now, this piece of code is something that's going to go ahead and be passed along to your web admin or whoever may handle the back end of your site. Maybe your brokerage has a company, or your brokerage provides you with the site. You will be passing this along to them. Or if you, do your site yourself, there's a lot of great, sites built into CRMs and whatnot that actually have areas to put widgets in. And so this would be what you're putting in. It's this piece of code here, and your web admin's instantly going to know what a widget is. It's a very, very common coding term. So what you would do is you would go ahead and take this piece of code, pass it along to them, and then you get this right here. It's really neat. It's a nice scrolling feed of your reviews that updates automatically, and it's got great call to action buttons all over it that are going to go ahead and draw you back into this profile here. So let me show you what that looks like in action on a couple different sites here. This is Mr. Tim Herr out of Atlanta here. So he has his widget placed down here, and this is actually great because this is a team widget. We actually do have a team feature as well. If you'd like to learn more about that, you can ask Paula or myself. So Tim is on a team with Helen here. So this is actually showing both of their reviews rolled up into one, which is really neat, but I wanted to show you kind of where it can rest and live on a site here. And again, it's got real nice call to action buttons on it. can draw them into an individual profile, and it can also, draw them into that team profile if that's a package you end up going with there. So very, very handy tool, and it can also be resized and placed wherever you'd like on the site. So Miss Bolin has it placed on the right-hand side here as a thin strip, as opposed to right there in the center of the screen. So again, whatever is going to be the most aesthetically pleasing to your site there, great call to action button on it where it's completely laid out for you. So widget tool, you have access to that, definitely something to take advantage of. Again, all you're really doing is taking this piece of code, and you can either copy and paste it into your own email directly from this here, or you can go ahead and click email and put the email in a little comment and let them know, hey, this is a widget code. I need this to be placed on my site. And so we have a lot of agents that are just replacing the entire testimonial section on their personal pages there, because again, those tend to be text-based, maybe a little drab, maybe a little cookie cutter. So you go ahead and pop one of these widgets in there, and it's automatically updating your reviews. It's a scrolling feed, and you don't have to worry about it. And so again, that's another feature that we're really fired up about. It's another way for us to help you manage your marketing efforts so you don't have to worry about it. Go out there and focus what you need to focus on. We're going to go ahead and take care of your testimonials and the marketing there. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you folks another couple things you have access to here, and let's start with linked accounts. So linked accounts, you'll see down here at the bottom, we have the ability to connect with Real Satisfied and Zillow. Now, important to note, this connection will draw those testimonials you may have on those two platforms over to RateMyAgent, but we are not syndicating to them. It's a one-way flow. It's open API to display those reviews. So it looks like Mr. Fox has Real Satisfied hooked up here. Real Satisfied calls it a vanity key. We're not going to be able to find your Real Satisfied for you. You're going to need to log into your account. They call it a vanity key, and it's going to be right at the top of your Real Satisfied homepage. Zillow, we do a pretty good job of finding your Zillow account there. When you click connect, if we don't, you'll just be putting your Zillow ID in. Zillow IDs can be found. They're actually on the public-facing side of your Zillow profile on the right-hand side. So you would go ahead and put that in this area, and then let me show you what that ends up looking like. So I'm not going to turn Mr. Fox's Zillow on, but I do have Real Satisfied to display here. Zillow will look exactly the same. So as you can see, first thing to note, they do not look like RateMyAgent reviews. This is the only data that we're drawing from Real Satisfied and Zillow, is this sometimes generic username here, as well as the review itself. So while it's great to collect and consolidate, absolutely take advantage of that. It's a great way to have content in one spot. Let's try and turn those into RateMyAgent reviews though. Use that post existing review feature. Take this review that you have here, go ahead and copy it, find the property inside your profile here, and do the post existing review feature. Turn it into the RateMyAgent review, get it looking like this, place it against the Lexington Bluegrass data, and then get it verified. And once it's verified, we're going to be able to go ahead and send it to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and we'll hop into Google in just a second here. So that's the linked accounts feature there that you'll have access to, the ability to go ahead and draw Zillow reviews over and Real Satisfied. Again, they're not going to be displayed like a RateMyAgent review. Very important to note, you still want to do that post existing review feature so you can start spreading those back out across the web. So definitely get those hooked in the first time you log in. First time you log in, get that review request sent out, and then start taking advantage of the social media manager. And you may have noticed earlier on the social media manager, we did have Google My Business down here, and I'm going to hop into that real quick here. So this is part of the subscription package here. If you would like to learn more about that, you can go ahead and throw in chat and message Paula or myself, and we can chat you about that. But just going to show you real quick here. So Google My Business linked accounts allows you to go ahead and take your reviews, listings, and sales and syndicate them to the posts section of a Google My Business. Now, Google My Business is broken into two parts. It has a reviews section at the top, and it also has this post section down here at the bottom. Now, the post section is a great way to have data flowing to Google, and Google loves seeing data flowing to itself specifically. So anytime you can hit Google with fresh content, the better. And so this is just another way to constantly be hitting Google with your fresh listings, your fresh sales, and your fresh reviews. It's automatically going to send them to this post section down here at the bottom and create a really nice scrolling feed of all of your reviews right on in through here. So that's the first way that it works. And it also functions in another fashion to try and get Google reviews. So unfortunately, nobody can syndicate to this Google reviews area up at the top. Google is not, I don't imagine they're ever going to relinquish that power. They want people coming to Google. They want people creating Google accounts. And the only way to leave a Google review is to have that account. So currently, no one can syndicate to this area, but we came up with the next best thing. When somebody writes you that Rate My Agent review, they are then asked, hey, would you like to go ahead and place this on Google? We're going to copy it for you. You don't have to rewrite it. If they select yes, we go ahead and copy the Rate My Agent review into their clipboard, and then we guide them quite literally to this spot right here with this window open. It's really impressive. And all they have to do is leave the star and then paste the review, and boom, you've got that review on Google. So again, we're not able to syndicate to that area, but this is such a great workaround for that. Especially if you're comfortable asking that client in the request saying, hey, they're going to ask you to put this on Google, really go a long way for me if you could go ahead and do that. They're going to copy it for you. It won't take more than 30 seconds. So, again, reviews are so important, and I think if it's phrased properly, they won't hesitate to do it for you. But we do let people know, hey, this does rest in their court. They need to use their own Google account to leave you this review. So ultimately, it does rest with them. But I can tell you that these 3 reviews that came through originated on Rate My Agent for Mr. Scaglione here. So very powerful tool there to try and get some reviews. So again, we can syndicate to this post section down here and give your client a real clean path to leave you a Google review up in this area. And I do want to show you this here too. So depending on the amount of content you have out there about yourself, and John has quite a bit, your Rate My Agent profile is going to start climbing up your rankings. John has 51 reviews, and that's because of this fresh content. So every time he does one of his post existings, he's getting a fresh page, and you're seeing it start to climb up the rankings here. It's also going to start showing up on Google's reviews from around the web. They automatically go out looking for this. He does not put this here, so it went out and found his Rate My Agent profile. So that'd be the Google linked accounts feature there. And so it works the same way for Facebook as well. They write that Rate My Agent review. They're asked, hey, would you like to go ahead and place this on Facebook? If they agree, we copy it into their clipboard, guide them directly to the Facebook testimonials area, open it up for them, and then they just have to paste their review on through. So again, they need to have their Facebook account. So we have the social media manager, which is fantastic to hit your feed, but we have linked accounts to try and get some reviews into that Facebook area. Does rest in the client's court though, and I don't imagine Facebook giving up that ability either. Obviously, they want people making Facebook accounts and giving them traffic. So linked accounts, really powerful way to try and get reviews into those spots though, and to constantly be hitting Google with your fresh data. Excellent. So now I'm going to go ahead and hop into the promoter tool real quick. So you folks have access to the promoter light tool, which allows you to go ahead and take one of your reviews. We're actually going to turn it into a digital advertisement. It's pretty exciting that we can then go ahead and place out onto the Google display network in just a couple of clicks. So let me show you how that's going to work here. So we want to turn one of our reviews into a digital advertisement here. So we're going to find one that's got a title that we like. This one's going to work just fine. So we head into the completed reviews area, and we're going to go ahead and click promote. And as we head through this promote section, we're actually going to be able to select a template that we want to go ahead and use. And this is what it would actually end up looking like on a site here as you head on through. Sorry, go back and regenerate that. There we go. So yeah, it's going to go ahead and create some templates here for you. Sorry about my internet there, but yeah, it's either going to have a banner across the top here, or it's going to have something that rests in the side pocket here. And so these are actually templates that have been generated by our marketing team here. They have a very successful click-through rate, so you don't have to worry about designing those. And they're either going to display as a header across the top, or again on the side here. And this is just an example of what it could look like on a site. So pick which one you find to be most aesthetically pleasing there, and then we're going to click next. And so what this is doing is the promoter tool is starting essentially a targeted remarketing campaign. So somebody comes into the Lansing area and does a search for real estate agents in my area, homes for sale, mortgage rates. It could even be Mr. Fox's name, anything related to the real estate industry. Google's going to see that, and then they essentially attach themselves to that person. Happens to all of us. You'll be searching for one thing, and then all of a sudden there's like product popping up. Same idea here. So this person makes a search, and then they're going to go ahead and start heading on around the web there, and your ad could start popping up. So they don't even need to be on a real estate site anymore. The idea being that, hey, this is a top of mind brand building tool. This is going to get you in front of a lot of people. You can think of it as sort of the new age picture on a billboard or the side of a bus, which is still a really nice form of advertising, but this is the next level of that. This is people that we know are actively looking for real estate. And now what we're doing is advertising to them, keeping you top of mind. So it's a great way to increase that digital footprint and really begin to build your brand up. And so this is an independent product from your MLS benefit here. This is an independent spend with Google itself. So the minimum spend's $50 a week coming directly from Google. They need to show results, and they felt that that was about right. So you can do as much, it's really up to you though, how much you'd like to spend. And you can see as you spend more, the estimated views start to climb on up. So again, this is a great way to put yourself in front of a lot of people, but more importantly, it's the right people in the areas that you want to target. So if you'd like to learn anything more about Promoter, we do actually have the ability to promote onto Facebook and Instagram as well. Please feel free to reach out to myself. My contact information is going to be up at the end there, and we can definitely have a chat about it, because I can talk about Promoter for a while, but the gist of it is there, we're able to take one of your reviews, turn it into a digital advertisement, and then start sending it on out to Google to go ahead and display on that Google display network. Your client won't even need to be on a on a real estate website. Once they've made that search, they can be anywhere else, ESPN, BBC, any of the millions of sites out there, and that ad's going to be popping up. So it's just kind of playing that numbers game and getting yourself in front of as many people as possible. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and hop into our last tool here, and that's the listing report tool. And this is part of the subscription package as well, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like here. So this is essentially our version of a CMA here. It allows you to go ahead and take a property that you're listing. We'll use this Lexington Bluegrass data to generate some comparables for the area. You're also able to add and remove comparables as you see fit. But what's really neat about this is we've really made it digital and tried to keep it focused on what the clients are really looking for there. Sometimes CMAs tend to be really dense and inundate people with information they might not necessarily need or care about. So we've really tried to streamline it and make it digital friendly. We use our premier partnership with Google to use Google Maps. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you what a built one looks like, because most importantly, you're able to put your reviews on this, and that's really what makes it a proof of authority tool. So once one of these is built, it can actually be emailed or texted to your potential client there, or downloaded and printed and handed directly to them. So definitely something nice to try and get in the hands of that client potentially before you even meet them. So you're not spending that entire time selling yourself. You're going to be able to give them something visual to look at. And the consumer across all industries is very visual at this point. So any sort of visual aid you can give them is definitely a win. So you can see it's got this Mr. Joe Powers out of North Carolina here. You can see it's got his pertinent contact information, his branding up at the top here. Here's the property that we've gone ahead and listed here. Here's some comparables that his MLS created. It's going to do, similar rooms, square footage, price range. So it went ahead and generated those in through there. And yeah, it's really neat. You can actually click on this and see the image that came through his MLS there. So just gives a little bit more of a feel of what it's going to look like. And you can go ahead and use this map here and drop yourself into Street View, which has gotten fantastic feedback. Really great way for the client to just kind of be able to really get a feel for that neighborhood there. And as we scroll down, here's the powerful part. So this is where you're able to go ahead and place your reviews against the property that you've listed to show, hey, I've done my homework, this is my spot. So you actually can't even see it anymore. That listing is right behind this clump of reviews right in through here. And so each one of these green dots represents a review. And so you can actually click into each one of these, see Joe's reviews, and it just really, there's that visual. Once you start peppering your reviews around a listing, the potential client can see that and just be like, oh man, well, Joe's worked in this area, he's done his homework, he knows what he's doing. I could literally walk across the street and talk to this person. So that's the power of the listing report tool there. It's again, another way to shout out those reviews and let them work for you, take them from where they may have been housed, get them on a listing report, and then put that right in your client's hands. So that's the listing report tool. We've been getting fantastic feedback, especially the whole visual aspect of it and the ability to use Google Maps. It's just a great way to try and go out there, use those reviews to win more listings. And, that's ultimately what we're all about here at Rate My Agent. We're here to support your marketing efforts. We're here to give you a safe haven for your digital space here. You're in control of who you're requesting reviews from. Nobody can come on here and just make up a fake account and leave a fake review. There's no lambasting. You're in control of this. This is your digital resume. This is your profile. So really start to begin to collect and consolidate those reviews into this profile, and then hook up the social media manager and start to broadcast those on out. Let them work for you. Take them where they were. They were resting on one site. You bring them on over, and now we've sent them to at least 4, gotten you some fresh content, and really starting to build up that digital presence and organically start to push you up those Google search rankings there. So yeah, that's gonna be all the tools we've gone through here today. I'm really excited about this partnership. You folks have access to a lot of great tools here to begin to, really beef up that digital presence there. So really excited. I'm gonna go ahead and put my contact information up here for just a couple minutes. If anybody would ever like to chat about Promoter or any of our other products, please feel free to reach on out, and we'd be more than happy to help you out with that. So again, I really appreciate everybody's time. Thank you for joining us. And yes, please feel free to reach on out. All right, folks, again, thank you so much for your time. Anything comes up, please feel free to reach on out. And be sure to check us out on Instagram too. We're always throwing up tips, tricks, and promotions on there. All right, folks, you have an excellent day. Take care.